Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about some of the common support issues in GL module. Of course, I've seen a lot of issues. I've just documented a couple of those issues in this document. Okay, so the first one is about performance issues with posting programs. So I have seen this performance issues in the posting program. So I've seen this couple of times in a couple of my clients. So whenever we face this particular issue, we have killed the program, and obviously, as you know, like whenever you kill the posting program, so there will be some journals which get stuck in process or selected for posting status. So you need to raise an SR to get a data fix, and that particular data fix will help us in changing the status of the journals from selected for posting to unposted status. So after that, again, we ran the gather schema statistics and program optimizer programs. So once these two programs were run successfully, the posting program was completed successfully. I mean, in general, like it's always advisable to run this particular program once in every week. So in our current client, like we did not realize that this particular program was completed in error for some specific reason a couple of weeks back, and hence we started facing this performance issue with the posting program. Then after that, we have just put a monitoring in place for these two programs, that whenever this particular program completes an error, an email gets triggered to a concerned person, and he'll appropriately take action on rerunning of those programs if they again complete in error. The next one is about the journals got stuck in process status, and approve did not receive any notification to approve. So we have seen this scenario once or twice, like wherein the journals got stuck in process status, uh, but the approve did not receive any email notification or the workflow notification to approve the journal. So we were not able to identify any root cause, as this is a kind of an intermittent issue, and we were not even able to replicate the issue. So workaround was through workflow administrator responsibility, our sysadmin team was able to rewind the workflow. So when you rewind the workflow will put the status of the journal to be from in process status to required approval journal process. So wherein like again the pre-period of the journal can resubmit the journal for approval. And of course, once you do that, first you need to, once you rewind the workflow, you need to run the workflow background process. So the steps whatever we followed is rewind the workflow, run the workflow background process, and after that the workflow was put to a original status, and the original prepare was able to resubmit the journal for approval, and the approver was able to receive the approval notification. The next one is about the translation program. Translation program got errored out, and after analysis, we found that there are no balances for any of the accounts in that ledger, that being a new ledger. So, especially whenever you create any new ledger, maybe in the first month, maybe if there are no journals. So, we have identified this for our small ledger, wherein for the first month there are no journals for that particular month, but as part of our regular process, the translation program was ran for all the ledgers, including this particular new ledger, and it got completed in error. And then when we raised an Oracle SR, Oracle confirmed that if there are no journals uh, for that particular period, the program got completed in error. Of course, it will happen only in the first period, and after that, even if you create any single journal, even in the journal, you can debit and credit the same account. So record gets created in the balances table, GL balances table. So as soon as a record gets created in GL balances table, you will not face this issue. But if there is no record in the GL balances table, then you will face that particular issue. So there was no fix, like we have asked the user to wait for the next month, and the next month there are some journals which were entered by the users, and then ran the translation program, and the translation program ran successfully. The next one is about the same again. We use the historical rate for certain accounts. So historical rates are not being honored by the translation program for some of the account code combination. Even though we enter an historical rate, system is not using the historical rate, but instead it is using the period end or the period end rate for some of the accounts. So raised on our cluster, and as even today we do not have any resolution for that particular issue, and users somehow are managing with some manual adjustment entries. The next one is about the VBD issues. I mean, we have seen a lot of different VBD issues in different clients. So some of them are description of certain journal lines is not getting imported. So what we have observed is for certain journal lines, line description is getting imported as journal import instead of the actual description which was entered by the users in the PPT template. Again, it's an intermittent issue. We have raised an Oracle SR, and even today the Oracle SR is continuing, and we do not have any kind of a fix from Oracle. So as a manual workaround, before the journal being posted, we are asking the user to manually get into the journal once the journal is uploaded, and then update the journal line description. So we have created an alert, and alert will trigger to the concerned person who has actually created the journal, and as soon as he uh, gets an alert, he gets into the journal and then appropriately update the journal line description. The next one is about unbalanced journals got pushed into GL interface. So after analysis, we found that the user did not click on validate journal checkbox while uploading the WebAD. It's very important that whenever users are uploading WebAD journal, they need to click on the validate journal checkbox, so the system will perform the required validations. Otherwise, you will have these kind of issues. So I can just show you that particular option in the WebAD template. So just pick up any of these WebAD templates. So this is one of the WebAD template which I've downloaded. And if you click on say Oracle upload, here you can see validate before upload. It is mandatory that you need to ensure that user check this particular checkbox. Otherwise, you will have this kind of an unbalanced journals being pushed into your GL interface. And the next scenario is like user says that no journals imported even though he has uploaded the journals via WebAD. Again, this is again a user issue which is not a system issue. Again, whenever you upload the WebAD, there is an option called automatically submit journal import. If you do not check this checkbox, journals will be pushed into GL interface, but it will not be imported into GL. Again, user did not check the checkbox, click on upload button, and then after a couple of hours, he was saying that there is no journals in the GL, but this is the reason which we found out. And only the other issues, like only some of the journal lines are uploaded, not all the lines. So after analysis, again, we found that user did not click on all rows, and the default selection was flagged rows, and only few of the lines of the journals are flagged, and hence the lines which are not flagged are not uploaded. Again, it's a not a system issue, it's a user issue. Again, if you click on upload, so there's an option called all rows and flagged rows. So this is the flag. So what has happened is he has selected this particular flagged rows option, and for some reason, for some of the rows, this particular flag is not there. So that means system has uploaded only the journal lines which are flagged, not the other journal lines which are not flagged. So after that, we have educated the user that always whenever they upload the WebAD template, irrespective of whether the lines are flagged or not, always use this all rows option instead of flagged rows. And the other issue is WebAD template not honoring old GL date. Again, this is again a system issue. So in this case, what has happened is click on accounting date. So we were actually entering some kind of an old date. So old date is something like so we were in January 2020. So it's something like I have entered a GL date of say last month, which is December 18, 2019, and then click on select. So as soon as I click on select, instead of showing December 18, 2019, it is automatically going to say April 18, 2019, something like that. It was going around 6 months back. Again, when we raised an Oracle SR, Oracle confirmed that it's actually a bug and they have given a patch, and after the patch, the issue got resolved. The other issue is unable to upload WebAD template. Again, it's a common error which was faced by new users or the existing users who have changed their desktop or a laptop or who have upgraded their Excel. So basically, uh, the Excel settings were not updated, and hence user were facing that particular issue. So the one of the important Excel setting in order for successful download and upload of WebID template is you need to go to File, Options, and then Trust Center settings, macro settings. This is the important one. Enable all macros and also trust access to the VBA project object module. If you do not check these checkboxes and then try to download or upload a WebID template, you will get a kind of a VB error message. And also another settings, whatever you need to make is if you are using say Internet Explorer. So go to your Internet Explorer, settings, Internet options, and then go to security, and then under your trusted sites, custom level, there is something called scripting. Scroll down till you see the scripting option. Okay, under scripting, ensure that you enable everything. Enable, or maybe in my case, like I just selected prompt, but otherwise just do enable for everything. Enable, 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 enable. Yeah, enable for everything. If you do not do these things, again, if you disable these things, again, you'll face similar kind of everybody issues. Okay, the next issue is about program automatic reversal. User says that program automatic reversal program is not triggering after opening up the period. It was working fine up to the last month. So again, after analysis, we found that the profile option value for GL launch auto reverse after period was changed to no, and hence the issue. I, Ideally, it should be yes. Only if you set it as yes, then program automatical reversal program gets triggered whenever you open the GL period. So, but for some reason, somebody has actually changed it to no. So we have actually again changed it to yes. After that, where from the next month onwards, whenever we open the GL period, we did not had this kind of issue. Journals not automatically getting posted in secondary ledger. Again, after analysis, we found that the option post automatic journals from source ledger was set to no under primary ledger to second ledger mapping of ledger setup. So you should always set it to yes, then only your journals will be automatically posted in second ledger whenever they are posted from primary ledger to second ledger. So I can just show you that particular option. So let me get into general ledger, maybe super user Reliance INR. Go to your setup, financials, accounting setup manager, accounting setups. So I'm just going to the ledger setup. So query for my ledger which has secondary ledger so that I can show you that option. INR. Just say INR. Oh, sorry, it's Reliance INR. Yeah, Reliance INR ledger. This is disabled second ledger, disabled. Yeah, so this is my active second ledger. So under primary to second ledger mapping, click on update. Here you can see post journals automatically from source ledger. This needs to be set to yes. Then only the journals will be automatically posted in second ledger whenever they are posted in the primary ledger. Okay, the next issue is about revaluation journals are not being pushed from primary ledger to secondary ledger. Again, this is also a setting in under your primary to second ledger mapping. So let me just show you that. So what we have identified is with the source of revaluation and category of other transfer journals to the second ledger was mapped to no. So if you map it to no, so that means all the revaluation journals, whatever is created in primary ledger, are not pushed to the second ledger. So please note this is default value provided by Oracle. If you want the revaluation journals to be pushed from primary ledger to second ledger, you need to change this option from no to yes. The default value is no. The default are seated well provided by Oracle is no. Okay, the next one is about consolidation journals duplicated. So some of the journals are not consolidated as consolidation program got errored out due to some database issue. Then you have asked the user to manually run the consolidation process, but that has actually duplicated the journal. So after analysis, we found that while running the manual consolidation, user made a mistake of selecting all consolidation batches instead of just unconsolidated batches, and this has resulted in the duplicated batches. So I can just show you that, especially in the case of consolidation by transactions method instead of balances methods, this kind of issue can happen. I can just show you that. Whatever I'm referring, general ledger vision operations, go to consolidation, transfer data. Okay, pick up consolidation mapping where transactions method is used instead of balances. I think this is the one. This is just an example. Maybe just pick up any period. Just pick up any period. Click on select batches. So when you click on select batches, so here you can see by default unconsolidated is selected. So in our case, what has happened is user instead of selecting unconsolidated, he has selected call. So that means system has selected both unconsolidated as well as the consolidated journals. So I mean, in this case, looks like there are only 5 journals, and none of these 5 journals are actually consolidated. So you do not see any difference between unconsolidated or all. But in our case, some of the journals are consolidated and some of the journals are not consolidated. So as user selected all, that it has resulted in the duplicate consolidation batches. So the workaround was to manually reverse all those duplicated consolidation journals. And the permanent fix is basically it's not a system issue, again it's a user training issue. So we have educated the user that they should always uh, select the option of unconsolidated and not all. The next issue is about unable to delete FHE report row set. So we have a requirement to delete one of the FHE report row set. We were not able to delete that. System is throwing some kind of weird error message, and we have raised an Oracle SR, and Oracle provided the data fix to delete that row set from backend. The next one is about unable to edit the heading for FHE report column set if there are more than 20 columns. So I can just show you this. Just close this. Pick up any just row set. Define. Sorry, not row set. It's a column set. So any column set which has more than 20 columns. I'm not sure if I have any column set which has more than 20 columns. Maybe I'll just pick up something. Okay, I think that's only 4. Okay. So whenever you try to edit for a column set which has more than 20 columns in this what do you call the column set heading, you will get an error message saying that you cannot edit that. So the workaround for this, I mean, even Oracle do not have any permanent fix or any kind of fix for this. This is a kind of a limitation. So the workaround for this would be to for this query for the column set, click on create heading. Okay, copy this entire column heading into a text pad. Something like this. Of course, this is an example where I have only 4 columns. But if you have more than 20 columns, that's where you'll face the practical challenge. So just try to, maybe in this case, I'll just update this to say something like this. And then paste it here. open up. Okay, so just requery this, you should be able to see. You should be able to see your changes. So this is how you can copy the heading part, put it in your text pad, make the changes, and then recopy those updated changes into the heading. Unfortunately, this is the only solution which is provided by Oracle, but Oracle cannot provide any solution to directly fix the heading directly in this form. Mass allocation journals are not generated. So after analysis and after digging into the formula used in the mass allocation template, we found that user used stat journals in the formula and no stat journals were entered for the period, and hence the system did not create the required mass allocation journal. So after creating up the required stat journals, ask the user to rerun the mass allocation journal process, and that generated the required mass allocation journals. The next one is about some of the users are not able to update some revaluation templates. So after analysis, we found that because of the definition access set rule, user was not able to update revaluation template. So there are certain rules in the definition access set to restrict the update of the revaluation template using certain responsibilities. So definition access set was modified, and then that resolved the issue. The last issue is about GL period closure program completed in warning. So after analysis, we found that AGS period is not closed for certain transaction type, and hence the GL period closed program completed in warning. So remember, with regard to GL period closure, in general, you will not face any issues whenever you close your GL period. Only scenarios would be like it will be completed in warning. Even though there are unposted journals or there is a data in GL interface, or if the subledgers are not closed or your AGS period are not closed, generally system will still allow the GL period to be closed, but only thing is GL period closure program will complete in warning. As soon as you close the GL period closure program will get triggered, and that particular program will complete in warning, and the view output will give the required message as to why the program got completed in warning. So you can appropriately take action based on the warning message in the view. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.